Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do the usual disclaimers, folks, today was a wild ride on the phones. Holy hell. Let's see here. I had to do 3 supplier tickets, 3 of them in a row. That's to start off my morning. Had one bro flirting with me. Yeah, call center agents are not paid nearly enough. I'm just gonna say it. All right, folks, in the description box, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shock campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, that's where all the pertinent links are going to be, including the article written by NeuroClastic. Please look for it, a non-for-profit started by Autistics for Autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to JRC's so-called behavior modification program. Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. They did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused. You know the drill. Please read the article and share in all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC sees through with their threat. Trigger warning 1: when we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please make sure to use the headphones. Trigger warning 2: this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and do speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is very much advised. All right, so we got a lot to say about this comment, so let's just tear off the band-aid here. A comment states that the FDA acknowledges ESDs have been shown to reduce SIB or AB. I want to bring up something, and it's been something I've been talking about for a good long while. This highlights one of the big stumbling blocks in regards to getting this place closed down. That is, these parents don't care how a place gets the results that they want, just as long as they do. They don't care or wish to know how it was accomplished. They don't care if the kid is suffering horrifically from being tortured, if it stops the behavior that they want them to stop. And the reason behind that, folks, is very simple. It's because it's not them who has to pay the price so that they could get their tailor-made child that they wanted in the first place, as though we're accessories and not human beings. All right? That's what these individuals are. They don't give two fucks how it is done. Only that it is done. Okay. Point number 2. If you are in the middle of doing something and somebody comes out of left field and just sucker punches you straight in the head, it is probably just due to the shock of it going to stop you from doing that activity for a moment. Well, it takes a moment for your brain to process what is happening. Okay? This is not an accomplishment, but it stops the behavior in its tracks. And that should be what's important here. No, Karen, your child's mental and physical health and well-being is what's important here. Okay? It's very easy for these parents to sit there and say, but this is the only thing that works. And if you notice, but the behavior stopped and you admitted they stopped. Yeah, you punch someone in the face, they may stop for a moment. But does that mean that the punch to the face was what should have been done? What's not to get here? What part of the ends do not justify the means is so hard for these individuals to wrap their brains around. But, folks, it is, though. Okay? That's who these people are. And the JRC Kool-Aid drinkers are far from the only ones that have that mentality. That's why you get parents extremely defensive real fast when you tell them that ABA is wrong, that it is more dehumanizing and teaching us how to fake being someone else instead of actually helping us survive in this world. Okay? But it's not abusive. And if it means my kid can talk, it's me, me, me. My. I want, I want, I want. Are you seeing the pattern here? You seeing a pattern? Because you should. If that is your child, the ends justify the means. The hell is wrong with you? No, they do not. Nor do the so-called brief improvements stay with the kid or help them out in the long term. That is what the FDA is trying to point out. It doesn't matter if it stops the behavior or not. It does not solve the behavior. It does not address what's causing and behind the behavior. You see where I'm going, right? You inflict violence on anyone, they're going to stop for a second. This isn't news. This isn't groundbreaking new medical science. It's common sense. But if you're trying to use that justification, anybody else could use the same justification to go out there and just punch someone in the face. Okay? Because it might get them out of whatever behavior that they're having and shock them out of it. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? No. No, it's not. The goal behind any treatment program should be always to best support the consumer and enable them to have a good circle of support so they can be out in the community out there. You see where I'm going, right? That should be the goal. It's not the goal, though. That's not the goal of the medical model in regards to treatments, particularly with us autistic folks. The goal is to try and force us to be neurotypical. or at least neurotypical light, if you will. Okay? And the reason why they want to do this is because for some reason I can't comprehend or wrap my brain around an autistic being their happy, authentic, autistic selves is apparently terrifying the people. You know? It's trying to force a people to conform to a skewed lens of what normal is or is supposed to be. Not caring how it's done, as long as not the consumer, but the parent gets what they want. I want you to hear this because a lot of people don't really understand. We, the autistic person, are left entirely out of this equation. Our thoughts or feelings on the matter don't matter to these folks. Okay? It's only about serving the parents' wants. Our wants are very rarely regarded unless we get extremely lucky, like I was. Okay? That is the glaring thing. It's the elephant in the room when autistic parent groups and autistic self advocates get into a room together. It's the fact that we know, comprehend, and understand that the entire medical model treatment program for people like us is surrounded and informed by the intent of trying to make us neurotypical, or at least be able to fake it for long periods of time. Because that's what the parent wants. You obviously see where I'm going with this here. So let's kind of wrap it up, shall we? You have parents that really don't care how the results that they want are achieved, as long as they are achieved. The only thing important to this commenter here is that those behaviors stopped. They don't care how they were stopped, nor do they seem to care that they were not stopped forever. And there's the fact that more than likely that device would be used again and again and again and again. They care that they get what they want. No one takes in consideration the wants, thoughts, or feelings of the individual upon which this horrific thing they call treatment is forced upon. We don't get a say or a voice. All right? It's an entire system geared trying to force us to be what we're not, or try to force us to learn how to pretend to be what we're not. Okay? They just want results. So we gotta, the ends don't justify the means, do they? Nor should we constantly be putting the parents' wants over the person who's actually undergoing the treatment. We got to start allowing autistics that have more of a voice in their treatment programs, I would say starting mid-teens as they're getting in transition age, so that they can begin to learn how to be able to do that and advocate for themselves. Because believe me, kids, you're going to have to be doing a lot of it. We're going to close on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you in a few minutes.